Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class first year, subject zoology, and here is your subject teacher Salma Boyo. Welcome to class first year, and now we are going to start our chapter number 1, Introduction to Biology. Okay, or simply we are going to study about the introduction of biology, the biology. So, students, as you know that the biology, what is biology, introduction of biology, what is the historical background of the biology. Dear students, as you know that the word biology is made up of two Greek words. Bio means life and logos means study. So simply study of life is called biology. Okay, so first of all, the father of biology was Aristotle. Aristotle, in his period of time, he wrote a book called Historia Animalia, in which he gave the account and in which he explained about the biology. Previously, living things were divided into two main branches. Okay, biology, in which we study about the living organisms. In our old classification, there were two main branches of the biology. Number one was the botany, and number two was the zoology. In botany, we were study about the plants. Simply, study of plants is called botany, and in zoology we will study about the animals. So study of the animals is called zoology. Living things are too diverse. If we see a smallest living thing, bacteria is the smallest living things, which is, size is about 0.001 millimeter, and blue whale is the largest animal. The weight of the blue whale is about 40 meter and 160 kilogram or 150 ton is its weight. There are so many species of animals are discovered. About 1.5 million species of animals are named. The tree, the redwood tree, is the largest tree, occupies about 300 feet its size. So now we are going to now we are going to discuss the historical background of the biology. What is the history of biology? What is the historical background of the biology? If we see the historical background of biology, first of all, the earliest scientist was the Aristotle, who gave the two kingdoms. Number one was the botany and number two was the zoology. He classified the two kingdoms, but he divided again these two kingdoms into different groups. Number one was the plant and number second animalia. So in plant he placed all the multicellular, unicellular plants. So he further classified on the basis of size. He further classified plants on the basis of size. Number one, tall trees group. Number two, shrubs, and number three, herbs. Tall, then shrubs, and then the smallest plants are the herbs. He classified plants into further these groups, and he divided animals into two categories. One was the with red blood and other was the without red blood. So after that, there were so many scientists who work in the field of biology. After two kingdoms, here was another scientist whose work on the biology, and he put the kingdom Monera, which include all unicellular prokaryote animals, and second kingdom is kingdom Protista, which include all the unicellular eukaryote animals, and this kingdom includes all the fungi all the euglena and amoeba like organisms. And the third kingdom is kingdom Fungi, which includes all the multicellular saprophytic organisms, and their body is cenocytic, made up of hyphae. And number fourth kingdom is kingdom Plantae. All the plants are multicellular, autotrophic, and they contain cell wall, and it includes apple, fern, etc. Number fifth kingdom is the kingdom Animalia. This kingdom includes all multicellular, heterotrophic, eukaryotic animals, and they are not autotrophic. Cell wall is absent in this kingdom, and also they are heterotrophic. It means they cannot prepare their own food material. They depend upon the different kinds of foods. And sixth kingdom is given by the woos, which is not included still in the classification. Okay, woos divided kingdom Monera into two subgroups, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria are simply old bacteria. Old bacteria which are found in hot or cold water, they can live in 100 degrees centigrade. Eubacteria are the present time bacteria, are true bacteria. You can simply say that. These five kingdoms were given by Robert Whittaker. This five kingdom classification was given by Robert Whittaker. And the classification of the living organisms were given by another scientist called Corliss Linnaeus, which is also called the father of taxonomy. Who was the Corliss Linnaeus? Corliss Linnaeus was the father of taxonomy, and he divided the living organisms into two units, genera and species. And what is species? An interbreeding organism having ability to produce their fertile offspring is called species. So students, you know that the previously living organisms were divided into two main kingdoms. Number one was the botany and number two was the zoology. But it was very difficult to put all the animals in these two kingdoms. So Robert Whittaker put the five kingdom classification. Now the Monera is termed as the kingdom prokaryote. It means it includes all the unicellular prokaryotic animals who do not possess true nucleus. They have no nucleus. And the animals of the kingdom Monera, such as bacteria, are the smallest organisms on the earth. Protista include all the unicellular eukaryote. It means they are single cell animals, but in their cell only one nucleus is present, and some organisms also contain two nucleus, such as amoeba contain a single nucleus, but paramecium, the body of paramecium possess two nucleus, so it is called multinucleated animal. So amoeba, paramecium, euglena are included in the kingdom Protoctista. The Protista is now termed as a Protoctista. According to new classification, Protista is termed as a Protoctista. And in fungi, all those organisms which are saprophytic, it means they depend upon the dead organic matter. It means they are beneficial for us because they reduce so many things from the environment. Okay, number fourth is the Plantae kingdom. It includes all the autotrophic animals, which means they can prepare their own food material. Animals cannot make their own food, they depend upon the other foods. Hetero means other and troph means food, so they depend upon the other foods. They depend upon the plants as well as animals. And animalia includes humans and other so many kinds of the animals. So thank you students, have a good day, and your homework is memorize these five kingdoms and also write down the five kingdoms and give the examples of the five kingdom classification. Thank you.